Hello my sweeties and welcome back to my channel. If you don't already know me, my name is Elise and thank you for joining my spooky little family. In today's video, we will be talking about my favorite horror film deaths. Let's get into the video. Before we get into today's video, I would quickly like to thank my subscriber Shaheem for commenting on my community tab and giving me this idea for a video. Congrats, boo, your comment was the most liked comment there. If any of you would like to be more connected with me, I often post on my community tab. I put up polls and all sorts of questions for you guys to answer to give me more content ideas and help me give you more of what you want to see. So be sure you have that little notification bell on to stay up to date with every single thing I post. And now without further ado, let's get right into this list. Starting at number 10, we have a death scene from the film Sinister from 2012. So there are a lot of really creepy, eerie scenes in Sinister, but the lawnmower death scene really takes the cake here because it is done incredibly well, and even though it's a jump scare, it's not really done like your regular average jump scare. Like, you really do not see this coming at all, and it is terrifying. Not to mention, it is quite gruesome, and while making this list, I did realize that a lot of the death scenes that I'm going to list here today are all quite gruesome. But yeah, lawnmower scene from Sinister, we stand. Now at number 9, we have a scene from Evil Dead 2013, and that is the Evil Meets Chainsaw scene. If you guys know what I'm talking about, if you've seen this film, it is in the entire ending sequence, and we have gallons of blood just like falling from the sky, and it's amazing. Jane Levy kicks all the ass in this movie, and that scene is so good. First of all, the amount of fake blood that I am sure they had to use. I think I actually read that at first the horror movie that had the most fake blood was Dead Alive, but then I think when Evil Dead 2013 came out, it surpassed Dead Alive. So that's how much blood they used in this scene. Insane. They used 70,000 gallons of fake blood in this scene, and it definitely paid off. Now at number 8, we have one that might be a little on the basic side, but I love this movie so much, and that is from American Psycho. Yes, I am talking about the "It's Hip to Be Square" scene. Everything about this scene is done so incredibly well. From Christian Bale's performance to Jared Leto's performance, and overall the way this film is shot, it's absolutely brilliant. Not to mention his iconic monologue right before he just whacks Paul Allen with the axe is iconic. I also have to say that I just love seeing the moment he hits him with the axe, all the blood just splatters on his face, and he has that like amazing raincoat situation going on. Amazing. Now at number 7, we have a scene from VHS. I am almost certain, I feel like I don't even have to say which scene it is. I feel like you guys are all gonna know. But yes, it is the scene in the segment Amateur Night. Everything about that segment is absolutely terrifying. Hannah Fierman as Lily does such a great job, but I am specifically obsessed with the way that Lily fucks with those two guys. She like kills one of them and then she flies away with the other one, and it is everything. Not to mention when her face splits and she's just terrorizing these men. I love it. Now at number 6, we have another iconic one, and that is from Hellraiser. Yes, I am talking about the Jesus Wept scene. Everything about this death scene is brilliant. Not only is it brilliant, but it is still really hard to look at. All of the practical effects in Hellraiser is done so well, and it still holds up today. It looks amazing. And there is just something about this scene when Frank is getting his like face all like pulled and all his skin is like ripping. It's amazing. I love it so much. Maybe I'm a psychopath. Now at number 5, we have a scene from Terrifier. Yes, I am talking about Art the Clown cutting Dawn in half. That was one of the goriest, most disgusting kills I have ever seen, but I absolutely loved it. This scene alone in this film actually made me love it even more, and that is because I feel like Damien Leone, he went there. What's also great about this scene is that it's kind of similar to how I feel about the Hellraiser scene, mainly because the practical effects look absolutely amazing. And Terrifier is definitely a film that pays a lot of homage to 80s slashers, and they do such a great job. This scene is definitely one of the most memorable scenes in Terrifier. Next, we have a scene from Hereditary, and that is Charlie's death scene. That scene, it destroyed me. Not only did it destroy me because Alex Wolff's performance was amazing, but I genuinely did not see this coming. And the way this film was shot and executed, they do it so well. Like, you really don't think that is going to happen. And then it just happens. And your reaction is literally the same as Alex Wolff in that moment. You're just like... I also would like to say that later in the film, when they actually show Charlie's head on the side of the road, it looks amazing. So shout out to whoever did the practical effects for this film. It looks so good. Now at number 3, we have another one that is absolutely iconic, and that is a scene from A Nightmare on Elm Street. Yes, it is Glenn's death. So this is one of those scenes that when I saw this when I was much younger, it was terrifying. Now I watch it and I'm like, this is so awesome. This is so cool. How did they do this? But when I was a kid, this was terrifying. Just seeing Glenn be pulled into the bed and then all of the blood just like flooding the entire room and hitting the ceiling, it is insane. I have no idea how Wes Craven thought about this. This is by far one of the most creative deaths I have ever seen in a horror film, and I will stand by that. Now at number 2, this comes to no one's surprise, and that is from Scream. Yes, it is Casey Becker's death scene. So with Scream, this film has one of the most iconic and one of the best openings to a horror film I have ever seen, and I still feel that way to this day. I feel like a horror film opening hasn't really impressed me the way that this one did. You know what? There's just something about Wes Craven, I guess. It really just feels like it could happen to you. And then when you just see her running and her parents are right there and she tries to yell for her mom, that was one of the scariest things I had ever seen back then. Now at number 1, we have a scene from Dead Alive, and that is the scene where Lionel comes through with the lawnmower to fuck everybody at the party up. I love it. He comes in and he's just like, party's over, and then he just fucks everybody up. It's amazing. But again, this is one of those films that they use a lot of gallons of fake blood and they use a lot of practical effects, and it all looks so good. It looks disgusting. This movie is so fun. This movie is one of my favorite movies of all time now, so I just have a lot of good things to say about it. If you have not seen Dead Alive, or some of you may know it as Brain Dead, I highly recommend it because it is just amazing. I actually think that this scene is probably the one that is more fun and not really disturbing. It's just a lot of cheesy fun. Meanwhile, all the other death scenes that I chose are disturbing and gory and absolutely crazy. All right, you guys, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really helps me a lot. And be sure to click that little notification bell to be up to date every single time I upload. And let me know in the comments, what are some of your favorite horror film death scenes? Did you agree with any of mine? I'd love to talk about it. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.